Jesus remained in the desert for 40 days. Lent is like spending 40 days in the desert with Jesus. For many of us, it feels like we've been in the desert for a long time now, and we wonder, how much more can we take? Think of all the stuff that's been going on the past year. The COVID-19 pandemic, social isolation and loneliness. Many of us have lost loved ones. Lots of people are out of work. There's social strife and political division in our country. Here in San Angelo, we had industrial chemicals in our water supply. Then we had the brutal winter storm this week, with loss of electricity, loss of water, lack of groceries, busted pipes, and empty shelves at the stores. It's like a Lent that never ends. So let's see how our faith speaks to this experience. And let's look at 3 examples from the Bible, all associated with the number 40, Noah, the people of Israel, and Jesus. First of all, think of Noah. When it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And throughout that rain, Noah was trusting in God. Eventually, the flood subsided, and the sun came out, and the rainbow appeared after the storm. And the rainbow is a symbol of God's perpetual goodwill toward humanity. It's a reminder to have trust and gratitude toward God. Next, think of the Israelites. They wandered for 40 years in the Sinai desert, and their faith in God was tested in that time. They were tempted to give up on God, but God never gave up on them. God provided food and water for them in the desert, and He guided them through that desert experience. And through it all, they had to learn to trust God and to resist temptations. And why was it that the Israelites were able to make it to the Promised Land? It's because God keeps His promises. And God keeps His promises to us too. Next, let's look at Jesus. He spent 40 days in the desert. And in that time, He was severely tested. He had to trust in God, His Father. He resisted the temptations. And the angels ministered to Him while He was there. And He made it through His test. And then after His desert experience, Jesus was ready to begin His public ministry. When gold is tested by fire, it becomes more pure. And when iron is hammered, it becomes stronger. When carbon, the element of carbon, is subjected to heat and pressure over a long time, what does that carbon become? It becomes a diamond. The hard times that we've been going through can be like all of that. Our storms, our time in the desert, our loss of electricity, water, and food are an opportunity for us to be purified and strengthened, to resist temptations, and to put our total trust in God. The season of Lent is like that too. Whatever disciplines you choose for your 40 days of Lent can help you to become stronger to resist temptation and more ready to trust completely in God whenever future storms come along. Our voluntary acts of self-denial and austerity through prayer, fasting, and almsgiving are preparing us to be better equipped spiritually when storms come later. Remember, when Noah built that ark, it wasn't raining yet. But he still dedicated himself to the discipline of that construction project, knowing that it was going to be beneficial eventually. So what do we learn from Noah and the Israelites and Jesus' 40 days in the desert? We learn that eventually the flood waters will subside and the clouds will clear away. The rainbow will come after the storm. But in the meantime, God will not abandon you in your time of trial. He will be at your side. Just like he did for Jesus in his desert experience, the Lord God will send his angels to minister to you. His grace will not fail you. Your trials and adversity will help to purify you and make you stronger.